Curtis.
Am I supposed to be facing that way?
Feels like embarrassing.
Pro days in the books. What was the build-up for you like, and what do you feel like you accomplished today?
I feel like it was a great build-up. Obviously, getting to be able to do a combine and getting to do this, it's something you dream of. So it was a great build-up for me. I had a great process. But it was just amazing to be out here to be with my guys, compete. I would say this tops the combine because I'm with my guys, the guys I work with every day, and just seeing all those guys work, man. So I feel like this is one of the best experiences I've had.
Is there anything that you felt like you wish you had shown in Indianapolis that you were able to show today?
Yeah, my shuttle and three-cone, I wasn't able to do that in Indianapolis. Was able to come back, get it done today. So I feel good. I feel good about the numbers I put down. I feel like the table will speak for itself.
What are you hearing from NFL teams in terms of how your game projects?
Yeah, I feel like my game really has been projecting on that level. Been having a lot of good conversations with coaches. It's just being more consistent every day. That's one thing I instill in myself, and it's something I just want to keep working on.
Do you feel like you can play Mike in the NFL?
I feel like I can play anything they ask me to do. I've done that here at Penn State, and I feel like it's just going to continue. That's just the type of mindset I have.
Can you talk to you about that, your versatility playing all those positions?
Yeah, it's obviously been a plus for me. Obviously, I've had a lot of versatility in the Penn State defense. I've played Mike, I've played Will, I played Sam. So I just feel like the tape has to speak for itself. If they ask me to play the position, I'm going to give it my all.
Have you talked with any former Penn State guys about going through this process?
Yeah, I've had conversations with a lot of guys. Micah, Jaquan Brisker, many, even a guy like Britton Strange that's here today, just asking questions, being a sponge, and learning from those guys. At the end of the day, that's what this process takes. You got to learn, you got to grow, and you got to build on yourself.
What was kind of the best piece of advice that those guys gave you?
Yeah, I would say Brisker. He just told me, you know what to do. Like, he's seen me ball, he's seen my tape. He told me I'm a good enough player. Don't get too caught up in what your time is, what you're doing. Just continue to work and be a better football player, and it'll all work out.
What'd you talk to Mike about?
Just different situations. Giving him, obviously, what his process looked like. His process is a little different than mine, obviously, the type of player he was. But being at the same position, how does it feel to be an NFL linebacker, being in that position? Just as many questions I can get from him, because, he's that type of guy in the league, and you can obviously learn a lot from a guy like that.
What does it mean for you to be next in line, linebackers?
It means a lot. You see all those names on the wall. You have a guy in the room like Dan Connor who's been there and done it. It means a lot. You know what it means to those guys, and I know what it means to myself. So it's just a certain standard that we have, and I just want to uphold it every day.
Surprised at all with Abdul's position switch at the end?
No, I'm not surprised. I saw it coming from our private package. He's just too dynamic of an athlete to not have him going after the quarterback.
You think he'll be better doing this than what he was?
I think he'll succeed in anything he does. He's that type of player. Kind of has my mindset with it. Anything he wants to do, he'll do it. And he'll be a really elite player doing it.
What is your mindset?
Just attack every day. Like I've said all the time, just having a process where you come in the building, whether you come in, they ask you to play a certain position, read through everything, and know everything by the time it's time to get reps at that position. That's just how I work and how I operate.
Where do you think that mindset comes from?
That guy right there.
Senior.
Yeah, that's my dad. Just seeing how both of my parents have worked their whole life, seeing how they work to provide for their kids and how they do the impossible when it seems like it can't be done. Just seeing that, that was what ingrained me, and that's what I feel like that's ingrained in my sisters as well.
What do NFL teams want to know about you in these interviews?
Just what type of player you are, how you are in the field, if you're competitive, if you're a true want to be on the football field, if you're just doing it for other reasons. And then they want to see what type of guy you are, how you are off the field, how you grew up, just many different things like that. And I feel like I've passed the test. I think my character, it really shows when I talk to these guys, and they've already done their homework. They know where I'm from. They know how I was raised. They know how I come up. So I think that's going to be a plus for a lot of teams.
How important is special teams coverage, special teams duties going to be for your path to a roster?
I would say incredibly important. I'm going to be a guy that that's how I made my way here. That's how I was told I had to be a 4-team starter before I could play linebacker on any team. That's just how Coach Pride taught me. That's how Coach Manning teaches, and I'm sure that's how NFL coach is going to teach. So that's how I feel like I'm going to make my money, and I know I'll be elite at it because I've done it.
I believe at the Peach Bowl you talked about maybe aspiring to be a coach one day. Is that something that you told teams at all when you met with them?
I actually haven't brought that up, but yeah, that's something that it's always in the back of my head. I always want to see the next guy develop. I want to see how the game can be pushed forward, and I want to be a part of it.
You said there was something Coach Manny maybe pushed forward for you when you were here. Are you guys still keeping in touch at all?
Yeah, I've talked to Coach Manny a lot. He gave me a congratulations after the combine, and then he gave me a great text before the East-West Shrine Bowl to make sure I was ready.
So you had any interesting questions throughout this pre-draft process?
Yeah, one of the questions, it was actually, because I got asked this in my interview prep, and I was like, that's a stupid question. And then I actually got asked this in interviews, but it was, how many basketballs you could fill a school bus with?
Theo said he got that one
Yeah,
too.
and I had a lot of questions about that myself, because like, are the basketballs flat? Are there no seats? Like, there's a lot of things you need to know before you can.
So they wanted to see how you would overanalyze it.
Yeah, they wanted to see how you analyze it. Obviously, there's guys that are just gonna be like 100, and like they know they're BSing it, but I was really thinking it through. Like, I wanted to know.
Is it something you're still thinking about?
A little bit.
What's the number? What do you go with?
I gotta say 1,000 to 3,000 maybe.
Wow.
Depending if they're
Yeah,
flat.
that's-
Because if they're flat, I would say you could triple it. But if they're not flat, like, how do you just got to start rolling basketballs into the top.
So when they ask you that, like, how do you not? Because like you said, I mean, it's a dumb question,
Yeah.
but you're sitting there. How do you not be like, oh, this is really,
I
it's
just
a
feel
job
like-
interview.
I just feel like you have to analyze it, ask questions, because that's the type of, you're gonna have to be asked to problem solve in the league with stuff you don't really necessarily know. So it's just about analyzing the situation, seeing what you can do, and asking for help if you need it.
Is that the only thing they stumped you on?
I don't think they stumped me on it.
No, you actually
I
came
gave it
through
answer.
on that. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, there's just many different questions like, are you a cat or are you a dog? Are you an apple or banana? Like, just stuff like that that'll just get your mind going. They just want to have you have an answer instead of just.
So you are going to tell us which one you chose.
I chose a dog because obviously I'm a dog. And I like apples. You just have to have an explanation.
Let me go back to the coaching thing. For your mindset, when you have that in the back of your head, maybe one day I'll be a coach. How does that change the way that you view the game?
I feel like it allows me to analyze the game in different ways. Being with a guy like Coach Manny, I call it analyzing the game as a professional. That's just how we were taught here. He wants us to be anticipating. He wants us to be thinking what the play is before the play, talking things through, communicating. Because even if you're wrong, you have a whole defense of 11 communicating. You're all going to react and you're going to make the play. So I feel like being able to approach watching film and playing the game that way, it allows you to be a more mature football player.
How did this past year's defense kind of help you learn that? Because I feel like you guys were a particularly close group.
I gotta say our linebacker unit, I feel like we were on a different level when it comes to communication, when it comes to knowing our assignment and playing free. I think all three of us, me, Kobe, Abdul, and then as well as guys like Tyler Elsden, guys like Dom Luke, guys like Tony Rojas, they came in the game and we knew what we were doing. And I feel like when we know what we're doing and we're communicating to the whole defense, we're really the glue that keeps us all going.
Curtis, two more guys. During your time here, I think you've had kind of a deep respect, I think, for the history here. Like, you talk about Dan Connor, Jackie, where does that come from for you? And going into the next level when you join the NFL franchise?
For me, it's just meeting those guys and building relationships. I was able to talk to Coach Connor every day. I'm able to talk to Jack Ham probably every Thursday. He's on the field every Thursday and Friday. So just being able to build those relationships to those guys and finding out how much it means to them, it's incredibly important for me. And I definitely want to do that when I get to the league, just being able to find a veteran guy and learn the history, learn how I'm supposed to approach things, learn how I'm supposed to approach my day-to-day. I actually had a conversation with Channing Crowder at the East-West Shrine Bowl. He was talking about how he met one of his vets and they had the little clicker in the room going through film. Just picking up little tidbits like that, it can be extremely valuable and really make you a better player and a person.
Neo was telling us that when you guys went through, or when he went through the process at the combine, that some teams try to like relax you. Like the Eagles had a mini hoop. They try, like, what were there other things like that that you tried to do, or that teams tried to do rather, to get you to calm down?
I kind of tried to relax myself. I'm a guy that thinks a lot. I tend to overthink things sometimes. So just being able to be myself, I was able to just chill, listen to music, refocus myself, and just, again, get back on the thing that Grizzly told me, just be myself when I get in any of those meetings. I don't think it's about being a certain guy, showing a certain thing. I just want to be myself.
Thanks, Kurt.
Thanks, Curtis.
Thanks.